Welcome back, TOT Nation. We're here with episode 5 of the debate series, This or That. Today we got a highly debated topic in Star Wars. And I don't know, I might be alone on this one again, and I might have to win solo again, but we're here to talk about the Holdo maneuver.
Rob winning by himself is still alleged. Check the comments. Number one. Number two, what the Holdo maneuver basically was Admiral Holdo of the Resistance exiting the escape pod, jettisoning the escape pods, sending the rest of the crew out in those transports, and then kamikazing herself into the entire First Order with the press of a singular button and breaking the ship into a million pieces as every single piece randomly hits perfectly through the middle of a Star Destroyer. That's pretty much what the Holdo maneuver is.
Okay, here's just like what I have the question for, because you explained it, so you didn't give your side yet.
I was only told to explain.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But like, so I'm gonna break the news to everyone here. Finn, if you couldn't tell by his tone, is not a Holdo maneuver guy. I just want to hear. I want to hear. I know what point you're gonna make off rip, but like, just give me your first point. What's your first point?
I mean, I have a couple points, and I'm assuming
one.
I'm assuming that the boys are. I'm assuming that the boys are going to be with me on this one. Which again, we didn't talk before. I have two major issues, which you're trying to force feed one out of me, which is kind of weird. My one issue is simply the fact that it never existed before it happened. Here comes Rob smirking, knowing that he's going to pull out some ridiculous example of it happening before. But
no, let me
hold on, because you have unbelievable generals throughout the entirety of Star Wars. Thrawn being one of them, Yularen being one of them, Trench from the Clone Wars being one of them, these unbelievable military personnel. So you're telling me nobody has ever thought of doing anything like this ever. It's going to come to the pink hair forces female lady to suicide bomb and stand in the bridge. Oh, I'm in my underwear, but stand in the bridge like this as it's coming in. First of all, that's fucking dog shit. And second of all, if you could have light speed, look at Reddit Robbie up there. If you could have light speed projectiles, wouldn't you just have all little pieces of metal with engines and light speed configuration on them to shoot them as missiles itself? Like, wouldn't this be a whole thing rather than her going, you know what? This galaxy is infinite years old. I'm gonna shoot my ship light speed through these ships, and not only that, it's gonna break into 50 pieces, and every piece is gonna go directly through another ship. The whole thing is nonsense.
I do agree with you, Finn, that it is a stupid concept. More so on the point of that everything just breaks up. Like, if you're going that fast and you hit something, you're basically evaporating. Like, you're not
into nothing.
You're going through if you're going through one ship for sure, but like after that, like everything's just being blown up. Like, you're not getting debris going everywhere, in my opinion. You're going way too fast, like where everything's basically just like evaporating. Like,
people say that starfighters are too small to have a hyperdrive engine. I understand there are ETA class Jedi starfighters that need a hyperdrive ring. A hyperdrive ring still isn't big. An X-wing has hyperdrive capabilities in itself. So why can't they line up 15 X-wings and destroy any fleet by throwing them all into hyperspace right through the middle of the ships?
You're trying to bring in science into Star Wars, which is proven every scientific fact that's like actually true wrong. They have swords that are made out of lightsabers that go through anything but other lights. So they can only hit each other but go through everything else. Like, it's stuff that breaks. I'm talking about how your only argument is it breaks the science. Like, the debris and all of that, like, doesn't scientifically match up. But like, science isn't in Star Wars. Like, Star Wars has already broken every scientific.
Yeah, but common sense should be, and they should send a robot instead of a human. If you're gonna even kill yourself like they did, send a robot. But
I can't believe you wanted to do this.
Since she's a bad leader, she probably should have killed herself.
Matt, are you hearing that?
The other point too is that there's a first for everything. So like the fact that like you're saying that like it couldn't happen because like she's the first one to do it. Like there's always a first, and there's a first in everything in Star Wars.
I just
In
said
the
it's
Star Wars
interesting.
universe. I know, but you're still on the side that it's like not, it ruins Star Wars. So like,
But you're telling me that all these military generals, why wouldn't you have 15 starfighters with hyperdrive engines and shoot them through any fleet, breaking any blockade, whether it be for a transport mission or an assault mission? Or why would the Death Star even exist? Let's just throw hyperspeed ships into the orbit. Like the whole thing, it just makes no sense. It's Ryan Johnson like off his little 2-inch and he's like, I really need a big visual for this. We're going to cut the audio out, which cutting the audio out is actually cool. I don't know if you guys rewatched the clip, but it is cool. But we need a big visual. What's going to be a huge, awesome blockbuster scene? Let's have her steer the ship right into it. It's just stupid. I had to try not to say bad words. I mean,
I think what's holding you back is that it is so cool when it happens. Like you can't deny that. Like watching that happen is sick. You're just so caught up on that it hadn't happened yet that's why it ruined Star Wars. That like, why didn't they use this a million times over? So I went to my boys at Reddit, and my boys at
Reddit Robbie.
Hey, Robbie Anderson, investigate the crime.
From what I'm seeing on Reddit is the predicament they're in, the proximity they're in with the ship, the fact that
you were chirping us about science. You're going straight to proximity.
That's unreal.
This is Star Wars science, though. This is Star Wars science. Like this isn't real science. This is Star Wars science.
Not Star Wars enough,
all these dudes in the Reddit who have been just picking their nose while reading every comic book ever made, just reading through every fact that's ever been made. These are where we're getting this facts from. So I'm gonna trust them. I'm gonna trust them with my soul.
We're really gonna trust the guy with the white beater on? I don't know about that.
They were saying like proximity, and also so the Radis, the ship that was flown into it, the Radis, is apparently, according to other sources like books and stuff, is the
How many books you know?
is the most well-crafted ship ever made, and it's super expensive to make that ship. So other ships didn't have the same capabilities as its shield and its like flying capabilities. So that's what
the New Republic, the New Republic that was allegedly scattered throughout the galaxy that was going through the Sluice Van shipyards for parts has the most expensive ship of all time now.
I mean, it's later on, so they're just smarter now. Like, did we have an iPhone 15 10 years ago?
So then the argument that you made there, which I want to hear what Stone has to say, but the argument you made there was lightsabers don't make sense, but this is Star Wars science, and this makes sense.
Yeah, because Star Wars makes their own science.
But okay, everything in Star Wars is based off of like real life concepts, though. Like lightsabers are swords. Like ships are.
This is Rob pushing the purple hair narrative. This is you pushing the Force's female narrative, and this isn't the first time you've done this.
You're trying to put words in my mouth, and you're actually just pushing the narrative that you're against it because if it was
I am against
Thrawn
it.
If it was Thrawn, if Thrawn was the first one to do it, you'd think it's sick.
Because that would canonically make sense. That's my whole point. If Admiral Trench did the Clone Wars, it would make sense. He's a genius war general. Who the
but Thrawn did it. So if Thrawn did it, then if someone else in the Clone Wars did it, then then the same argument would come in effect. Why did they not do it in the Clone Wars if Thrawn could do it?
Because Thrawn's a genius. I'd at least a little bit understand it, just a little bit more. Stone.
Maybe she is a genius, though.
It's the issue. Yeah, the issue isn't the maneuver. It's not the maneuver. It's the character. It's not the maneuver. It's the character that did it. That's the issue here. This is just like
Matt also pushing the narrative. Stone, where are you at, Stone?
I mean, I just see it as like, wow, they're really trying to make the good guys in Star Wars look like terrorists.
Oh, I love that take.
That's not very cool. Make the bad like you said. If Thrawn did it, or the spider dude, what's his name?
Admiral Trench.
Yeah, it makes sense because like bad guy equal terrorist. I don't know. Maybe it's just because she's a bad leader and she deserved it, but
The thing
That's a
the
good
thing
spin for Finn's point, though, is that she was a bad leader. So you guys can.
she was a
buddy up
horrible
and hold
leader. The
hands
thing,
with that.
Rob, the thing that we're disconnecting on is, well, there's two things, but one of them is the breaking apart thing. Now I know we're going to go the science route. We can put that to bed and not talk about it. But you do owe yourself an honest thought about it for a second, where it makes contact with the first Star Destroyer and immediately breaks into 100 pieces and destroys every single ship in the fleet directly down the middle. Okay, you're going to give yourself an honest thought about that?
Rob?
What were you asking me about it? That happened? You just
That doesn't make any sense.
no, it was so sick. In the moment, that was so sick to see. You can't even deny it.
Okay,
You're
and
just
then
mad.
number 2.
You're just mad because the purple-haired lady was the one that set it in motion. But anyway,
I said earlier, this is you with the purple-haired lady. I already said this before we started the video, and I knew you were going to push this narrative. Look, this one is another one. And again, is it because our topics are fire? I think so. But this is another one that I'm going to need the comments to come duke it out, because there's going to be guys who are going to defend the sequel trilogy, guys like Rob, 50% of Matt. And then there's going to be guys who really care about Star Wars, care about the integrity of the brand, and who are going to protect the shield and wear it on their back, like me and Stone as well. I don't know where else you want me to go with this. This is just stupid Last Jedi stuff. Let's make a blockbuster movie. Let's plan it in 8 months. We need a big popping moment on the screen. The only space moment in the entire ship besides Princess Leia floating, which you also enjoyed thoroughly. Probably we could talk about that another day. All right, let's get it on screen. Boom. It's just unbelievable, man.
All right. I'm with you. So let's leave it to the comments now. I'm gonna hit up all my Reddit boys to hop in the comments here and help me out. But
They're gonna have to wash their hands.
We still don't know if you like science or not.
Sticky keys. I also shouts out the boy iCarly's dad for sending this in. You know, shouts out.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
Quick
First
shout out,
fan.
iCarly's
fan
dad.
mail.
We appreciate you.
First fan mail ever. Expectations are high now.
Rob's
you
going
guys want to keep
open that up.
sending it.
Rob's gonna open that up, play with that in the tub.
Per usual.
I'm probably
Go to our OnlyFans for that. Go to our OnlyFans.
I'm probably gonna shoot it light speed through one of my other ships and just see what happens.
In your
The
head,
Holdo
that would make sense. This is unbelievable. The fact that we're even doing some of these topics. Shout out Rob for defending this 1-on-3, even though he's a little bit stupid. Please get in the comments. And
He's got his hands down his pants right now, I bet.
My hands are down my pants. It's fine.
They're sitting on the lap.
All right. And we are going to, again, leave it up to the comments. This is annoying.